All right, so we're back again with another GUDS vlog. Just wanted to start off with the greenhouse. I did have a couple of updates on the citrus trees that I've been growing. So a couple of them you can see, let's see, like right here, got some stuff going on with the leaves. I think the issue with it is the soil is not draining enough. I think it's too much clay, I guess, in the soil, too thick of a soil. It needs to be thinner, probably a little bit more sand in it. So what I'll do is I'll transplant all the citrus trees, especially these two that have the issues going on with the leaves, because I think it might be moisture related in the soil. And I'll probably just transplant all of the rest of them just to be safe, even though the rest of them look pretty healthy. But just wanted to give an update on that real quick. On the right side, got the lettuce still growing. Got the strawberries right here still as well. And then I got some of the spinach right here that I moved over to the little patio. I'm gonna go ahead and I moved it over here because I'm gonna go ahead and start harvesting a lot of these leaves today. Probably go ahead and get them out, give some away, and then eat some myself as well. And then we'll go over to the garden beds next. All right, so for the first garden bed, these snap peas right here have been going crazy actually. They're everywhere. I'll probably make a short video on how to harvest these as well. A lot of them are ready to harvest, but not all of them are ready to harvest. But what you want to really look for is you want to look for the peas basically being the same size as the pod, almost to their busting out. It should be like just a little bit of give in them. But I'll probably make a short video on how to harvest those as well. Carrots, not much development there. I mean, you still gotta wait for the bottom part of the carrot to come out of the soil and then grow to about 1 inch in diameter before you're ready to harvest those. So not a lot of updates there. Lettuce, I've just been constantly picking this all week and eating it. And I'll probably pick a whole nother head and either give that away or eat it as well. So not much development there. There is some development with the one in the back. That one's starting to get of size. It'll probably be ready to start harvesting those leaves within the next month or so. Probably right whenever I'm running out of these right here. And then hopefully these lettuce right here can catch up to those as well. So I won't have to worry about skipping out on missing any months without having any lettuce. Then the celery right here, not much development. You can see like the celery, the growth and like the actual shape of the celery. You'll see, you can tell that it's a celery plant just by looking at the stalk. But it still has to grow thicker, grow larger before it's ready to harvest. And then I'll have a whole lot of celery, like 4 different things of celery before it's all said and done. Spinach is looking pretty good right here so far. And then the celery has finally sprouted. As you can see, like 3 or 4 plants right there. So once they get about another 1 or 2 inches taller, I'll go ahead and thin it out. And then here are some beans. I mean, not much of an update there. And then there's some kale. They just sprouted. I think they just sprouted within the last 3 to 4 days. Here's like the jelly melon plant, Guano. That sprouted. It's started to get its true leaves already as well. They're moving pretty quickly. They're related to the cucumber. They're in the cucumber family, so they grow on a vine. The fruit looks way different, but they grow on a vine similar to how cucumbers grow. Here is okra. Okra looks to be getting its true leaves already as well, and then this is the other okra plant that I started months back. And then here's the eggplant up front again. And it's been rapidly growing over the last couple of weeks as well with the mixture of the sun and the water, or the sun and the rain. Strawberry plants, not much update here. The regular strawberries have grown way quicker than the pineapple strawberries have, but still not much of an update overall with the strawberries. I probably won't even get any fruits on them until next year, since I started them seed anyway. So next I'm gonna go over to the trees, the apple trees that we're growing. I'm gonna give a quick little update on those. All right, so not much of an update on these as well. The only big update I can really see is that this tree is by far the healthiest and growing the fastest. It's hard to get a good angle on how tall it is compared to the other trees. But if you can see, the other 3 have just not grown as quickly as the other ones. And I think an issue with that, just like the lemon trees, is the type of soil that's in the pots. I think that can be changed out for maybe a better draining soil, or a soil that's a little bit more nutritious and conducive of growth. But I'll probably get that changed out within the next couple of weeks as well. But for the most part, I don't think it's causing too much of an issue. But this one is definitely the healthiest of them all, standing at it's probably about 3 feet already. So, all right, and then last but not least, I'll take it over to the final garden bed. All right, so it's a whole lot going on over here. I'm gonna go into a little bit of detail about some of the different things that you can see, but it won't be too long of a video or too long of a segment, but I'll go into some details about some of the things that you can already see, some differences that we can see in the peppers, the tomatoes, kale, all that. So going into it a little bit closer, I want to start with the peppers first. So in a couple of my earlier videos or earlier episodes, I mentioned that I wanted to grow the same type of pepper both in a pot and grow it in the garden bed as well. So here is just the bell peppers, and you can just from looking at it, you can already see a couple of differences. One thing that I noticed was how dark the leaves are, how dark green the leaves are on the one in the garden bed compared to like how like light green or yellowish green the leaves in the pots are. I think the biggest contributor to that is the amount of nutrients that they're getting from the garden bed and not having to be fed as often, and then me having to feed the actual ones in the garden bed. So I actually put some feed around the edge of the pot. It's actually better to use liquid feed that you can pour directly into the soil, into the roots, but this is really all I have right now, and it works just fine. You just have to make sure you keep it well watered. But that's the biggest difference I see so far, and it's really kind of the same throughout all of the pepper plants. So these are the two bell peppers. You can see the difference. These are the two habanero peppers. You can see the difference in those as well. And then the jalapenos in the back, same thing. Dark green on the left in the garden bed, and then a little bit lighter green on the right. They're both fine. I'll just have to add more nutrients. It looks like it's just nutrient deficiency in the ones in the pots. So that's something I've learned a little bit or so far while growing them in two separate ways. Another thing that's going on with them is they're starting to flower, as you can see right there. They'll continue to flower over the next couple weeks and next couple months. And then once the pollinators come out, they'll be able to, you know, cause them to actually grow fruit where the flowers are. So that's the importance of pollinators. But I just noticed that as well. Like pretty much all the jalapenos and the bell peppers have flowered, but the habaneros haven't flowered yet. So that's the only difference I've noticed there as well. Going to the tomatoes, if you saw the last video, you'll know that the tomatoes have been growing rapidly. They grow, I mean, I would say 6 inches per, like 6 inches tall per week. I mean, just 4 weeks ago I started and they were under this first little ledge, and then after 4 weeks time they've grown past this one, and then working on getting up to this one as well. I'll probably prune off a couple of the leaves at the bottom just to encourage you to keep growing upwards. It'll be a little top heavy, but that's what the tomato cage is for. Hopefully that'll hold it up. But you can just see how quickly they've grown. They've also started to flower as well, and they'll continue to flower. And then like I mentioned with the pollinators, once they come out and start start really just, spreading the pollen all over the plants, it'll cause them to fruit more or flower more and bear more fruit as well. And then going to the beets, I have a short video, check that out, of how to harvest beets. But these are the beets right here. Not really much of an update since I've already harvested some of the ones that were ready to go. But I got a couple more that I planted a couple weeks ago too, so those should continue to grow up now that the leaves aren't covering those as much. This is the Carolina Reaper pepper. Not much update here, so we can kind of move past that pretty quickly. I just transplanted it into the pot, so that's really it. Here's some of the Swiss chard. I'm actually about to harvest some of this as well too. They've kind of grown out of control, but I'll probably harvest some of this today as well, along with the spinach that I'm going to harvest and the lettuce that I'm going to harvest. Probably make like a little spring salad or something. And I'll go around to the kale. So with the kale, and I actually messed up and should have made a little quick tip video about it earlier in the week. As you can see, it's kind of like thinned out a little bit. There's a little bug right there too. But what happened was a couple little caterpillars, I guess they don't turn into butterflies, they turn into like moths, and they eat on leafy vegetables. I came out here and I noticed that probably 4 or 5 of the leaves had been completely eaten up and almost, pretty much they were inedible at that point. So I went ahead and picked them and tossed them. But I should have made a video of how to actually get them off. The best way, in my opinion, is to pick them off yourself and then throw them in the soapy water. It kills them immediately. You want to make sure that you're really checking in on it, because a caterpillar or a moth like that can really just decimate like your entire crop, and you don't want that. Like all the work that you put in to grow it, take care of it, and then caterpillars or pests just come in here and eat it up. It really is like a waste of time. So that's something that you definitely want to watch out for. If I do see some more, I'll definitely make a video and show how it's done. But I was able to, I think, save this plant. This one was saved as well, even though some of the leaves have been eaten up, as you can see right there. But I think I saved the plant overall, and it'll still grow some more leaves and be just fine. Here, moving over, is the zucchini. They're huge. The leaves are massive. I mean, I don't even know how big I mean, they're at least a foot wide. They're at least a foot by a foot. But they're growing pretty healthily so far. And then here is the zucchini, and then I'm actually going to plant another zucchini plant. I'm sorry, this is squash actually, but I'm going to plant another couple more zucchini seeds right here, and then a couple more squash seeds right here, probably today or tomorrow, since it's been a month since these were planted. That way I'll have zucchini and squash throughout the entire month of June and July, and then hopefully July and August as well. Moving over to the cucumbers, growing pretty healthy so far. I want to show, over the next week, I want to show exactly how to make sure these grow upward. The longer they get, the more they'll start to try to weigh down. But you'll be able to grow it upwards. I'll show. It's hard to explain. These little tinsels, I guess, they grab onto like stuff like this and stuff like this, and they'll help it grow upwards. But they haven't come out yet. As soon as they come out, I'll make another quick video about how to continue to grow these upward instead of letting them sprawl all over the place. And then the last cucumber plants, these just sprouted. All four of them sprouted. I already pulled one that was already looking pretty unhealthy. I'll wait a couple more days. I'm pretty sure I'm keeping this one, and then I'm pretty sure I'll thin this one out. But I'm waiting a couple more days to see which of these two kind of get a little bit stronger. So that's pretty much it, man. Not really too many updates. I plan on making shorter videos, just kind of giving little small tips, like I said, like with the kale, or how to harvest beets and how to harvest any other vegetables. But I'll probably upload those onto my Instagram page. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave it right here. Or you can see it right there, actually, right there. But check out my Instagram page. I'll have videos of how to, harvest different fruits, harvest different vegetables, little quick tip videos. That way you don't have to sit through a long 10-15 minute video. But be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, be sure to share the video, and be sure to hit the bell notification as well so you don't miss out on any new videos. I'll have another episode up as soon as I can, and hopefully I'll have more updates for you guys, and keep giving tips and helping you to grow your own garden. That being said, until next time, guys, peace.